Hello, everyone. Welcome to United Squad with Jerry, or maybe we'll just call it Jerry United Squad. And yeah, today we are discussing Manchester United. I know my title would say Amorim out, and I have my reasons. You see, over the last few months, it has almost become or over the last few years, it has almost become anti-United to want a manager out. But the truth is, if we look at it over time, it has actually resulted to lowered standards. 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, we understood that a manager can be in Manchester United, don't make top four, and you lose your job. Then it became at least make Europe. Now it has become as long as you say the nice words and act the part, you are meant to keep your job. The problem with that is it reduces the standard. It makes everyone believe that they can actually get the job as long as they don't turn against the board. And we fans, we are actually the ones supporting it. I know this video is about our game versus Burnley, but I decided to title it Hammering Out because I needed fans, or I need anyone saying it to understand that it's not about the result of today's game, it's about the standards that have become lowered so far. This has been my constant prediction for a while now. The system Amorim has brought into the club, and I'm not talking about the formation, does not work for the players. We can say it however we want it. We can try to purchase 11 players. Maybe it doesn't even work for the league. And last match against Burnley, I've seen lots of people talk about, yeah, you have 11 players on the field. They should be able to play for Manchester United. Well, guess what? A blind man cannot lead 100 people. One blind man cannot lead 100 people that see. But one person that see can lead 100 blind men. Players have to follow instructions. They have to follow a manager's instructions. We should stop blaming the players when when the team loses, and praise the manager when the team wins. They have to follow instructions. And it's not just in that game, it's in all our games that we've been playing. We're in our third game of the season and we've only actually scored two goals against Grimsby. Yep, the goal from Mbuemo and a header from, I think, I'm not sure it's a header, but the goal from Maguire. The other goal we scored in the league was was an own goal. And now we are here. We are playing Burnley. We might win today, but I doubt a lot that we will actually win today's game because Burnley have actually currently have almost a better setup than us, and we are so unpredictable or predictable to the fact that we cannot even play decent football compared to most teams that should be in our class. Anyways, more videos on that. Why I decided to start talking about Manchester United is because I feel like lots of people, because they're being sponsored, because they're being paid, or because they're looking for services from the club or the ones that play an interview, we no longer have real opinions or real voices on social media. And if it's only a few people that will listen to a fan's opinion, regardless of if it is popular or unpopular, I want to contribute to that. So yes, I'll start making these videos. I made one video last week. I posted it and I've not been able to post videos for a couple of days now because I was trying to get up my setup and considering I have other things to do, other activities. But now I think I'll start making more videos when I'm out, when I'm driving in the streets, just to provide my updates and my take about events in Manchester United. But let's get on the Manchester United versus Burnley game today. It's a very important game for Amorim. Personally, I would have sacked him at the end of the Europa League. He had his time. And we can see Thomas Frank, who has gone to Spurs, what he's doing so far there, even when they won the Europa League. They finished similar position with us, and they won a trophy. With that, no Manchester United fan would have wanted him to be sacked. But a club that has ambition sacked him. And now 2 games in, they have won 2 games in a row. Whereas we have a manager that has not won 2 games in a row in the Premier League ever. I don't want to talk about Amorim right now because it's actually something that upsets me a lot when I see lots of fans saying, you have 8 more games, you have 6 more games. That's the problem. Manchester United does not have a manager. Like, we have a sacking problem. We don't know how to let managers and players leave at the right time. It shows in our transfer strategy. We are selling players for very, very cheap. We are selling players way lower than the money that we should sell them because we don't know when to sell the players until they lose value. Same thing with our managers. We allow our manager implement a strategy or bring in an environment where it becomes so toxic with all the players. Then when they leave, the new manager comes in and those players they've lost their confidence. Think about it. How many players did we sign that were very good at the clubs that we brought them for? Fans wanted them. But 6 months into Manchester United, they've all lost it and fans want them gone. And we blame the players again. I saw a stat on social media yesterday, a couple of hours ago, and someone said that Amorim did mention players. However, only about 3 of the players that are in the current club right now, that have played current squad right now, that have played in the club for more than 3 years. So if we were playing players 10 years ago, why are playing players today? And I'm not saying it's the manager's fault totally because someone hired him there. Someone saw the performance he gave, someone saw how the team delivered, and still decided to keep him on the job. I don't know the contract he was given. I don't know if they're afraid of paying him out or if it's a shame that we brought in a manager that does not work. I'm not supposed to be talking about Manchester United versus Burnley, but I'm so devastated and I believe that there's nothing there, even if we win this game, that is very difficult for me to talk about Manchester United versus Burnley in a positive light. But maybe I'll still say some things about it. So let's just go. Well, head to head, we've dominated them Burnley when we had that period where they gave us difficult times during the Jose Mourinho's era, but that has actually changed in recent time. We've actually had lots of wins against Burnley in recent time, so that's a good one. However, they are picking form right now, and we've not been able to have any win in the league for God knows how long. I think we won a couple of matches at the end of the season. Bruno Fernandes, the Bruno Fernandes problem. That's something that we have to actually look as well. Bruno Fernandes is a fantastic player. I'm not one of those fans that will come and like sell Bruno Fernandes, but he's a good problem to have. But I think that Bruno Fernandes has been put in a position where we have seen more of his weakness than his strength. You're playing Bruno Fernandes in central midfield. I do not understand what system makes you play a player out of position that showcases his weakness more than his strength. Bruno Fernandes is not very good at holding the ball. He has never been good, and he's at the point of his career where that's not something he has to be learning. Why playing in central midfield? He takes risk, he creates, and most times he scores goals. Look at how much our creation dwindles when we play against an organized team and Bruno Fernandes in the back. So why put him that deep? Why put him in the midfield? I do not understand. These are the questions that I think you should be answering. Bruno Fernandes is a central midfielder. I know we talked about Baleba, want to sign Baleba, and we could not sign him. So was Baleba the only player in the market? I see lots of fans saying we have a fantastic window, but guess we only signed 3 players compared to the amount of players Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool signed. These teams have improved. I do not understand how much. Yes, we did sign fantastic players. Mbeumo is a fantastic addition. Cunha is a fantastic addition. I'm not very sure with Sesko because it feels like we are doing the same thing that we've done all over again. Signing either a very, very young player that has not had the experience or a very old player. We're just repeating the same thing. I really want Sesko to succeed, but from what I can see so far, if he's in the same manager and the same system, it might just be the beginning of the end of his career. This is why I think we have a sacking problem. We have a player selling and we have a manager sacking problem. We wait too long before we make these decisions. What's the point of waiting for 8 more games? That puts us in a very bad position. And when a new manager comes in, the pressure that they are inside becomes way larger. Why can't we make decisions? Currently, we are in 15th in the league. Same position we were last season. 3 games to the season. This is the same manager that mentioned that, okay, the time for us to enjoy is now. Think about it. If we don't win today's game, that will be about 1 or 2 points out of 9 points at the start of the season. What does that do to the mentality and the mindset of the players? This feels more like a rant than a pre-match because it's tiring and I don't really see anything to talk about tactically. We are struggling to create chances. We're struggling to convert chances versus Arsenal. Now we are struggling to create chances. Burnley plays counter-attacking football, so they have some defensive vulnerabilities. We will see how we can actually get that match. I really want United to win, but I don't think we will, and that's a very bad place to put us. So I'll go into this match and see if there's any difference, if there's a response, because we always had a response with other managers. We've not had a manager bounce, and we've not even had responses under this manager. And people keep saying we need to give him time to implement the system. Implement what system? because it worked in sports and doesn't mean it will work here. I do not know that. I'm very, very sure it won't work at this point. Even if Amorim becomes a success in Manchester United right now, I don't think he has deserved it. I feel the standard needs to be set to a particular point where once you fail to meet those expectations, you should be gone. And it's not about the manager being bad. You can succeed elsewhere. But when it comes to Manchester United, the club needs to start raising its standards. That's the only way we can turn to a big club. We are becoming a joke. We are becoming a club that people talk about with the expectation that they are not good enough. So, as a club, what do we do? How do we want to change this narrative? The decision has to be made. I know that this video is about Manchester United versus Burnley, but I am so demoralized about this game that I don't even know what to talk about the game. Who I would like to see start the game? Well, I would like to see play Kobe. Play Kobe. Play Kobe in the midfield. He is the actual midfielder. Like central. He can play central. He's still a young player. He can be molded. Play Kobe. He wants to leave now. You're saying he should not leave. He should fight for his place. Come on. Why are we saying he should fight for his place? 3 matches into the season. He's not really played any game. Maybe he plays today, but play him. Let's see. And I don't think it will make much of a difference, but let him see how it would work. Then maybe push Bruno up front. Then I don't understand why. Yeah, I get it that you want to stick to your formation, but Manchester United is a huge club. Every manager needs to be flexible to an extent. If something is not working, try something out pending when it works. There's a saying, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is madness. I want my Amorim to succeed. I wanted him to succeed, but I don't think he will. And I think the earlier the board decides what to do with him, the better. Maybe this game, if he does not win, he gets sacked. I really want him to get sacked. He has to leave because what he's doing to the club is causing before we call it an irreparable damage. We are going downwards and we are becoming too comfortable with mediocrity. And that's a problem for me. And I watch lots of United fans that claim to love the club give 1,001 excuses why a manager that cannot win back-to-back games, that is getting 28 points out of 29 games, should remain in the club because of the idea that he'll become successful. It makes no sense. Now, I'm not one who will come and start doing the large reactions because that's what trends. And when you see people begging managers for interviews, begging players for interviews, of course their opinions will be tainted. That's why I'm making my podcast. Or that's why I'm starting this fan show. So we can actually have real conversations. And over time, we'll start having real fans come in and share real opinions, not the brainwashed bandwagon opinions that they've gotten from social media. Have your own opinions. I've been supporting United since 1997. And I know the standards of which club would be. And I don't think I've ever seen a manager that had this bad run continuously that made it well. So let me know what you think. Well, my predictions, honestly speaking, my starting lineup, I'll just go with the general back. For Cunha and the attack, I think I'll move Bruno up front a bit more. Let it be Bruno, Cunha, and Umbuemo in front. Mount might just be on the bench in this game. We need a lot more creativity. The energy, I understand he brings in, but let's have something a bit different. Then probably one more player that we can look at is bringing in mind. Let him play the first beginning of the match. We can change things out later on. Can have Maino and Casemiro. The defense remain the same, and maybe this time start with Dalot. Then second half probably bring in Ahmad. Prediction. Honestly speaking, my prediction, I think Manchester United will. Let me be positive. 1-0. I don't think we'll win, but 1-0. And if that makes me less of a Manchester United fan, yep, so be it. But I think we need to rescue this club from somebody that has maybe the best intentions, but probably took a job that is bigger than him. My name is Jerry, and this is United Squad. We'll see you at the end of the game.